English story, she fell in love with a married man. Listen and learn. It was a quiet Sunday afternoon when Anna first saw him. She was sitting alone in a small CAF, sipping her coffee, enjoying the warm sun coming through the window. She wasn't looking for love. In fact, she wasn't looking for anything at all. But life often surprises us when we least expect it. The man walked in, wearing a simple gray suit, holding a newspaper under his arm. He smiled politely at the waitress and sat down at the table near hers. There was something calm about him, something steady. Anna noticed, but she quickly looked away, telling herself not to stare. Over the next few weeks, Anna kept visiting the same CAF. And so did he. Sometimes they would exchange a few words, small talk about the weather, or how busy the CAF was. Slowly, their conversations grew longer. His name was David. He worked as a teacher in a nearby school. He loved books, and he always carried one with him. Anna loved books too. Their friendship felt easy, natural, like it was meant to happen. But then, one afternoon, Anna noticed something that made her heart skip. David had taken a phone call. His tone was softer, warmer, and he mentioned a name, Laura. He said, "I'll be home soon." That's when Anna realized the truth. David was married. Her feelings became complicated. She tried to stop seeing him, but the more she tried, the more her heart pulled her back. She wasn't proud of it. She knew falling in love with a married man was wrong, but emotions don't always listen to reason. Anna told herself she would just remain friends. But deep inside, she wanted more. Every time David smiled at her, every time his hand brushed against hers when passing a book, her heart raced. It was as if her mind said stop, but her heart whispered, just one more moment. Now let's pause the story for a moment and make this a learning point. Notice the expression, her heart raced. This is a common English phrase that means someone feels very strong emotions, often excitement or nervousness. Keep this phrase in mind, because you will hear it often in stories and conversations. Back to Anna. One rainy evening, the CAF was almost empty. David sat across from her, and they spoke for hours. He told her about his childhood, his dreams, and even his struggles. For a moment, Anna felt like the only person in the world who truly understood him. And then it happened: a silence, a long gaze, and finally, a kiss. It was soft, brief, but powerful. Anna's heart was full, yet heavy. Because love mixed with guilt is never light. That night, she couldn't sleep. She thought about David's wife, Laura. She imagined her waiting at home, unaware of what had just happened. The thought made Anna's chest tighten. The days after the kiss were difficult. David didn't ignore her, but he also didn't push things further. He was caught between two worlds: the life he had built with his wife, and the feelings he was discovering with Anna. And here's another learning point: the phrase "caught between two worlds." It means to feel torn between two choices, unable to decide. This is a useful phrase when talking about difficult decisions in life. Weeks passed, and Anna realized she couldn't go on like this. Love should feel pure, not painful. One afternoon, she told David the truth. She said, "I care about you, but I cannot continue this. Your life belongs to your family, and I cannot be the reason it breaks." David looked down at his hands, silent for a long time. Then he said softly, "You're right. I should have been stronger. I never meant to hurt you, or anyone." There were tears in Anna's eyes, but also relief. She had chosen the harder path to let go, to protect not just herself, but also someone she had never met, Laura. From that day, Anna stopped going to the CAF. It was painful at first. She missed the conversations, the laughter, and the comfort of his company. But slowly, she healed. She discovered that sometimes, walking away is not a sign of weakness, but of strength. And here's another phrase worth learning: walking away. In English, this doesn't always mean physically leaving. It often means choosing to leave a situation for the sake of your dignity or well-being. Months later, Anna passed by the CAF again. She didn't go in, but she smiled. That place held memories, some sweet, some painful. But they had taught her something important. Love is powerful, but respect and self-worth matter more. So, what can we learn from Anna's story? First, that love doesn't always appear in the right place or at the right time. Second, that difficult choices often shape us more than easy ones. And finally, that protecting our values, even when our heart wants something else, is one of the bravest things we can do. Now let's highlight some key English phrases from the story. Her heart raced, meaning strong feelings of excitement or nervousness. Caught between two worlds, being torn between two choices. Walking away, leaving a situation to protect your dignity or well-being. These phrases not only make your English sound more natural, but they also carry deep emotions, which is why they are so powerful in storytelling. To summarize, Anna's story is about temptation, choice, and strength. She fell in love with a married man, but she chose to let go before more damage was done. And in that decision, she found her own strength and self-respect. Remember, stories like these are not just about entertainment. They're also tools for learning. When you listen and repeat, you practice new words, phrases, and expressions. Try saying them aloud. Her heart raced. Caught between two worlds. Walking away. With practice, these expressions will become part of your everyday English. So next time you hear a story like Anna's, think not only about the emotions but also about the language. Every story is a chance to learn, to grow, and to improve your understanding of English. Thank you for listening to this story. I hope it touched your heart and also helped your English skills. Keep practicing, keep listening, and remember, every story you hear is a step forward in your learning journey.